What is up, bros? Josh here. In today's video, we're going over the update 0.7.11 patch, which just hit World of Warships today, the Rural Britannia patch. There's lots going on with this patch, so let's quickly dive in, briefly go over everything, and keep you guys up to date with what's going on with World of Warships. So, again, as always, I'll put a link down below. You can check out the video yourself. We're not going to dive into the video in this video, but you can check it out down below if you want to go in a bit more in depth on what all they're going about. Royal Navy event is continuing, but this is the last patch, so if you haven't or are behind in these and getting your guineas and all the extra stuff for the COSAC you can get for very cheap, this is your last chance to get them, the last missions to do so. So be sure to keep up. Each stage is 1 week, so the last 3 weeks, and so you should be able to get about 15 left, 12 left, something like that. So if you are short, you will be able to get these. Remember that there is, I believe there's still an offer in the premium store. If you are behind on guineas, you can get 10 guineas for $1. That was a one-time offer. I don't know if that's available anymore, but it was for a while, so it's definitely worth checking out. If you've maybe missed some days, missed a week, vacations, whatever is going on, missed some time, you can do that. Again, if you did all of these missions, no matter what, you are going to be a couple short, so you're going to need a couple bucks anyway, but getting a tier 8 ship for a couple dollars for just basically playing the game is a pretty sweet deal. And the COSAC, of course, is just getting its buff as well. But it is continuing on. This is the last update, so this is the last month to get it all done. And if you continue on through all of this, you can get some cool camos and all this kind of stuff continuing on through the Hall of Fame. There's a brand new collection coming out, which is nice. Collections are always fun, gives you something to do as you're playing around anyway. So a nice new collection, that'll be kind of cool. And at the end of it, looks like there's gonna be a permanent camo for the Haida and the Lightning, so both really good ships, the Canadian destroyer as well as the Royal Navy tier 8. So really fun ships to play, and you're gonna get some premium camos for that. Always love that. New game mode, so this is definitely something we're gonna be checking out on stream as well. There's a battle royale game mode coming to World of Warships, and that's the Twilight battle. This is obviously going to be a temporary thing because it's with the Halloween ships, but you'll be able to go in and actually play these. This will be kind of cool. They're going to go a bit more into this in the video, but playing battleship, cruiser, destroyer, you will have your choice of different kind of cooldowns. You will have these automatically in your port, at least 3 of them first. I believe it takes a while to unlock one of them, a few wins or something like that. So new game mode, this is something I'm completely for in World of Warships, adding new game modes, and I think this is something that World of Warships is getting pretty aggressive with. We've seen arms race, we've seen rank sprint, we've seen these kind of new game modes to kind of fill in the gaps of the other game modes, and this has been pretty cool. So we'll definitely be checking this out, and you should too. And from November 13, the remaining Steel Monsters, blah, blah, blah. So you will have some time to play this, and this is, I think, purely just another way to kind of test out if this kind of mode works. So get in there, check it out, let them know what you think, and regardless, have some fun playing some other stuff. I don't know if this will have the same problems as Arms Race, where it doesn't count for missions, so going in there and having some fun, regardless, I think you'll just have a good time. And there's actually some new, a lot of new consumables in here, so we may be seeing some changes with these as well, maybe testing out some new consumables, see which ones are kind of more popular ones. We even see like the Destroyer is a healer class. We joked about this a long time ago. The Destroyer can actually shoot and its guns and heal a ship. Then there's even one that can flip the ship around 180 degrees and kind of juke them. I think it's this one right here, can flip it all the way around. So a lot of consumables that we've kind of seen in the operations, as well as brand new ones. So definitely want to check that out. The Twilight battles, the BR mode. Clan Battle Season 4 has been announced. That starts November 28th, then goes until January 20th. Again, same kind of setup, 4 days a week, looks like for a 4-hour slot. Now, it doesn't say that we are going to get that cross-server thing. I don't think that went as well as they wanted to. I think there's some problems there, but new Clan Battle Season is coming, and of course, with the new announced steel ship, definitely want to go out there and get as much steel as possible. Remember, you can get 11,000 steel if you get all of the hurricane wins. Hoping there's more people that are playing this season than last season, because last season was a bit of a struggle, because I think there was just fewer clans playing overall. And so hopefully more people will be playing. Obviously, I think last season was a bit of a burnout fest, and it was right during the middle of the summer. So this one, I think more people are going to be hanging out, chilling. It's been a while since we've done something extremely serious. So I think people are going to be kind of ready for clan battles, and hopefully people will go out and play with them. So there is going to be an arsenal overhaul. And here it is, the Burgonia, the new steel ship at 30,000 steel. So 11,000 steel max from clan battles. And then on top of that, you can get your clan bonus with a steel building, whatever one you guys have. So a little bit extra there as well. So that is the new steel ship, and they are going to be adding and removing some ships as well when it comes to those. But just going over all of the arsenals except for the so for the sovereigns you're going to get 25,000 credits. So spend all those sovereigns. I recommend maybe picking up some detonation flags or whatever flags you want. Those will be turned into 25,000 credits. And then the extra guineas you have will be converted over to 100,000 credits. So the ones you don't use for purchasing event-related stuff, this is pretty basic that it just gets converted into credits. But if you need credits, go for it. Just grab some credits. So here's the Burgonia. You know, we did an entire video on it. You can go check it out there. This ship is pretty fun, amazing, and basically an all-seas with reload booster at tier 10. Tons and tons of fun to play. You can check this out a bit more. We won't dive too much into that. Thunderstorms are coming into random battles. Now, this is something we've seen before. We saw it in the space battles, in the dust storm, and we've seen it in operations, and now this is going to be moving throughout in random battles. So who knows? Hopefully this lowers the amount of typhoon or cyclones we get, and maybe this will get thrown into. And we'll see how much of this happens going forward. The thing I like about these weather, even cyclones, I kind of like. I just don't like it when they happen all the time. Same with this thunderstorm front. We'll see how often it happens. It's cool to get it every once in a while, but in my opinion, it kind of does get annoying when it happens all the time. So we will see. I mean, when you get those games where it's 4 or 5 games in a row where you're getting cyclones, that's a bit of a bummer. So we'll see with this, but I didn't mind this one as much because it's a kind of a smaller area that it impacts instead of the entire map. But thunderstorms are coming. This is something we've seen in different game modes in several different places. So something they're obviously tested out and want to put into the official random battles. Matchmaking optimization. So this is something that'll be kind of fun too. In response to numerous requests from our players, we are improving the matchmaking and enhancing the algorithms responsible for creating teams. This change will be more relevant in the tier 8 to tier 10. So they're working on this. We'll get to this in a second. So let's come back to it when we talk about the Waterline series as well. Massive change to Battleship AP, or I guess any AP above 280 millimeters. So that touches on some battle cruisers as well. That damage per AP shell is 10%. This is a huge change. We've all been in situations where we've gotten absolutely blapped by Battleship AP and destroyers, gotten deleted, taken a massive hit, something like that. Now that's not going to happen as much because it's a max of 10%. So good if you're a destroyer player, bad if you're a battleship player. It's strictly the AP against destroyers of 280 millimeters and above. So what it's basically doing is it's making it so Battleship AP still does damage, but not as much. And it forces battleships to start using HE against destroyers instead of just holding one ammo. This is, again, good and bad. It promotes battleships firing HE and destroyers basically, in a way, getting stronger. If a Republic tier 10 battleship hits every one of its 8 shells, which Republic not known for being extremely accurate, so it probably won't happen. If a Republic shoots an entire salvo and hits a destroyer, it's only going to do, with everyone, 8 for 8, it's only going to do 11,600 damage on a gearing that has well over 22k. It's only going to half the DD, and that's if it hits every one. I say only half the DD. Imagine if that DD is just pushing into you. It knows it's not going to die. So this is one I'm pretty hesitant on. I wasn't the biggest fan of this change. I think this is pretty intense. Not only does it promote battleships shooting HE, which is already a problem in this game, it kind of makes destroyers stronger, and so battleships, one, are going to be shooting HE more, and battleships are going to be more passive because they know they can't really defend themselves that much. So this is one that we're going to need to quote-unquote feel out playing, see how it is, see how it's affecting the game, and going forward how this will affect just overall play. This is something we'll definitely be watching a lot with the Battleship AP change against destroyers, purely destroyers. So of that, I keep saying battleship, but I guess there are some cruisers that are 280 millimeters and above. So definitely something you want to check out a bit and see in game as well. If you're starting to see your Battleship AP not do too much damage or not as much damage to DDs as normal, now you know why. Lots of game balance changes. You can check all these out yourself. Tons and tons of game balance changes. Look at all those changes. They're adding some new insignias, so this is pretty cool. Ranked battle, so unique stars, so you'll be able to get these throughout multiple seasons. I don't know I don't know if this will add. Okay, unique stars given. So I don't know if this is purely going forward or not. But we will kind of see. I don't know if this counts all the ones in the past. I'm not sure if this is only going forward, but this is kind of cool though. These are going to be more insignias to have and kind of more bragging rights. These ones are kind of cool because it shows that you've been playing a lot of ranked or playing a lot of clan battles. This is definitely going to be one. If you see somebody with this, you definitely know to watch out for them because they're in a solid clan. And they've been playing a lot. So this is kind of cool. Some more patches. I'm always game for anything like this that's cosmetic, cosmetic bragging rights. I'm always kind of game for this. I think these are always a cool thing. And it's something to kind of work for as well, kind of build in, whatever, something to strive for. Some port changes right here. You can check that out. Lots of map changes. Seems like overall, all of these changes are just like, let's just make islands smaller on literally like every map. It seems like, okay, let's just make everything smaller. So that seems to be the kind of pace that they're doing, is making less cover. That kind of will slow down the game. So more open spaces and more ways to kind of not hide behind certain things. I kind of like that. It'll, I guess, in a way, speed up the game a little bit, and there's nothing wrong with speeding up the game in World of Warships. High tier maps, which a lot of these are hitting anyway, are too big anyway. So less cover to hide and slow down the game is always a good thing. Operations are removing CVs. So this is kind of tying up and getting ready for the CV rework. We'll talk about that in a second as well. But all CVs that were in operations are getting removed and getting basically replaced by cruisers and battleships of those particular nations. New types of daily shipments. So sign in from November 23rd to the 6th, and you'll get some pretty cool stuff. And I believe at the end, you can get some Black Friday camos and maybe even the containers. I think you can even get a container at the end, so that's pretty cool as well. But yeah, so Black Friday stuff coming as well. So content additions and changes. Musashi and Kronstadt will be taken away from the arsenal, so that'll be something. But also, if I can find it, Musashi and Kronstadt will no longer be available to purchase for free XP. Also cannot be obtained for coal in the game client. So these will be removed. Am I missing it? I don't know if I'm missing it, but you can start getting the Missouri, Musashi, and the Kronstadt in super containers. Oh, here we go, right here. Oh no, never mind, JK. But I forgot where they added it, that you can start getting those 3 ships in super containers now. So that's pretty insane, especially the Missouri tier 9 ships in super containers. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of that. It's a nice quality of life thing, but I'm not sure if that's what the player base needs right now, is free high tier ships. But overall, cool things added to the loot table of super containers to make them actually pretty freaking super, instead of getting 100 flags that you aren't going to use. Camouflages, Jutland and Daring are getting permanent camouflages, so if you really enjoy those ships, which they're pretty awesome, you can get those. Black Friday containers, you can buy those and get some cool flags and all kinds of cool stuff, and even get 4 quote-unquote new ships that are the same ships, but they are a black version of them. So kind of nice to have, if you get them and you want to buy these, you can get these, and there's all kinds of bonuses you can get while having these. And I think Wargaming will do a post on that once these are officially out. But Black Friday containers are coming, so pretty cool there. And all that kind of stuff. So lots of other small things I'm not going to dive into too much. I also want to touch on the Waterline series. This is a fantastic series that both the Phils from Wargaming are doing, Sub-Octavian and Phil. This is really fun. This is about a 20-some minute video, and they touch on a couple main topics. We'll be talking about these on the stream tonight as well. One of the main topics is they are working on, I guess, good and bad. They have basically confirmed that they are going forward with the CV talks, with the CV rework. This was something that, even going into this, they weren't 100% sure if they were going to do that, if they were going to continue, if it was going to work. And it seems like they are getting the thumbs up and saying they are continuing on with those. Also, they talked about matchmaking, as you saw back here. If I can scroll up fast enough, matchmaking changes. And this is something they talked about good and bad. They talked about a couple different things they might change for matchmaking. If you guys have ever played World of Tanks, where I think it's like 3-5-7 breakdown, and how, in my opinion, that's pretty terrible because it puts a lot of weight on the high tier players' shoulders. That's what they potentially might do with tier 8s. I hope they don't do that. They also talked about maybe making tier 10s kind of exclusive. That might make tier 9s too strong in my opinion. So they're definitely thinking, obviously in this topic right here, they want to change tier 8 matchmaking in a way because there's more and more tier 10 players. So there's more tier 10 ships in the queue. So they want to make it a bit less hostile for tier 8 ships. Honestly, I think most players remember the time they get bottom tiered and not the time that they don't get bottom tiered when playing tier 8s, but they are working on it to make it a bit, I guess, easier when it comes to playing tier 8s and hopefully get a bit more quote-unquote better matchmaking. So we'll see what they end up doing. They did touch on it a few times. Also, they added some things about like spamming keys. They're working on that, which is awesome. Removing some fog and a couple other things in there. So I will put a link down below to this as well. This is a really, really good series. They're being very open on what they're doing and kind of just talking about everything. Also, just saying, like, keeping us up to date with what they're doing on the CV rework and all that kind of stuff. And again, you can check that video out. Definitely worth watching. This has been an awesome series, and I'm all for that. And I think the part 2 is coming tomorrow as well, so you can check that out as well. But anyways, massive patch. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. It's not too long, but lots has come in this patch. Lots of game-changing things. Things moving in and out, things are getting added, ships are getting added, ships are getting removed. So want to make these quick videos, kind of help you guys out if you guys are just want to kind of keep up to date. And again, you can check both these out yourself, get more information if you want, but I wanted to hit the more important bullet points and keep you guys up to date. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Good luck in your 0.7.11 update. And get out there and get your guineas before they're gone, because you want to get that COSAC as cheap as possible. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.